Welcome to the chapter number 10, Human Settlement. We all live in a cluster of houses. You may call it village, town, or a city. These all are the example of human settlement. The study of human settlement is the basic of human geography because the form of settlement in any particular region reflects the human relation with the environment. It totally depends upon the environment that how should be the settlement of the human. A human settlement is defined as a place inhabited more or less permanently. The houses may be designed or redesigned, building may be altered, function may change, but settlement continues in time and space. There may be some settlement which are temporary and are occupied for a short period, maybe a season. Let us know the classification of settlement in rural and urban dichotomy. It is widely accepted that the settlements can be differentiated in terms of rural and urban, but there is no consensus on what exactly defines a village or a town. Although population size is an important criteria, it is not a universal criteria since many villages in densely populated countries of India and China have population exceeding that of some towns of Western Europe and United States. At one time, people living in village pursue agriculture or other primary activities. Sections of urban population refers to live in a village even though they work in the city. The basic difference between town and village is that in town the main occupation of the people is related to the secondary and the tertiary sector, while in the villages most of the people they are engaged in primary occupation such as agriculture, fishing, lumbering, mining, animal husbandry, and etc. Remember, student, whatever is in the box, these are very important in the point of view of the examination. Like here, suburbanization. Suburbanization, students, it is like people nowadays they are living in a city area and city is getting congested day by day. People now want to come out from the congested area to the cleaner area outside the city in search of better quality of living. Important suburbs develop around the major cities, and every day thousands of people commute from their homes in the suburbs to their workplace in the city. Differentiation between rural and urban on the basis of functions are more meaningful, even though there is no uniformity in the hierarchy of the function provided by the rural and the urban settlement. Petrol pumps are considered as a lower order function in the United States, while it is an urban function in India. Even within a country, rating of functions may vary according to the regional economy. Facilities available in the villages of developed countries may be considered rare in villages of developing and less developed countries. Now let us know the Census of India in 1991. It defines the urban settlement as all the places which have municipality, corporation, cantonment board, or notified town area committee and have a minimum population of 5,000 persons. At least 75% of male workers are engaged in non-agriculture pursuit and a density of population at least 400% per square kilometer are urban. Types of pattern of settlement, basically it is divided into two major categories. Number one is the compact, or you may say nucleated. Here the houses are built very close to each other. Such settlement develop along the river valleys and the fertile plain. Communities are closely knit and share the same occupation. Second one is the dispersed settlement. In these settlement, houses are spaced far apart and often they have the within the field a culture feature such as a place of worship or a market binds the settlement area. Dispersed means they are settled more away from each other. As you can see, one of the settlement is here, one is here, another one is here. You can see that the houses are dispersed from each other, but they are bind together with the market or some other worship areas. Rural settlement. Rural settlement are most closely and directly related to land. They are dominated by primary activity as we have discussed, such as agriculture, animal husbandry, fishing, etc. The settlement size is relatively small. Water supply. Usually, rural settlements are located near water bodies such as river, lakes, springs, where water can be easily obtained. Sometimes the need of water drives people to settle in otherwise disadvantaged sites such as islands surrounded by swamps or low-lying river banks. Most water-based wet point settlements have many advantages such as water for drinking, cooking, washing, river and lakes can be used to irrigate farmland. Water bodies also have fish which can be caught for diet and navigable river and lake can be used for transportation. Over here they have mentioned about the wetland. So what is wetland? Wetland is a place where you can see the water deposited. If I'll talk about the hill, on the top of the hill, it is a dry land, where on the foot hill it is a wetland because water cannot get stored in the upper and whereas it gets stored in the lower land. People choose to settle near fertile land suitable for agriculture. In Europe, villages grew up near rolling countries, avoiding swampy, low lying land, while people in the Southeast Asia choose to live near low lying river valleys and coastal plains suited for wet rice cultivation. Early settlement close plain area with fertile soil. Coming to the upland which is not prone to flooding was chosen to prevent damage or to houses and loss of life. Thus, in low lying river basin, people choose to settle on the terraces and leaves, which are dry point. Here is the dry point I told you, where water cannot get deposited, is a dry land such as top of the hill, whereas foothill is a wetland. Such type of question also comes for the one mark. In tropical country, people build their houses on slits near marshy land to protect themselves from flood, insects, and animal pest. Building material. The availability of building material like wood, stone near settlement is another advantage. Early villages were built in forest clearing where wood was plentiful. In Laos area of China, caves dwelling were important and African savanna building material were mud, brick and Eskimo in polar region used ice block of construction of igloo. Defense. In the matter of defense, during the time of political instability, war, hostility of neighboring groups, villages were built on defensive hills and island. In Nigeria, upstanding Inselberg formed good defensive sites. In India, most of the forts are located on the higher ground of hills. Planned settlement sites that are not spontaneously chosen by villagers themselves. Planned settlement are constructed by government by providing shelter, water and other infrastructure on the acquired land. The same scheme of the villagization in Ethiopia and the colonies and Indira Gandhi Canal Command area in India are some good examples of the planned settlement. Rural settlement pattern of rural settlement reflects the way the houses are sited in relation to each other. The site of the village, the surrounding topography and the terrain influence the shape and the size of the village. Rural settlement may be classified on the basis of the number of criteria. Number one, on the basis of setting, the main type are plain villages, plateau villages, coastal villages, forest villages, and the desert villages. On the basis of function, there may be farming villages, fishermen villages, lumberjack villages, pastoral villages, and etc. On the basis of form of shapes of the settlement, there may be number of geometrical forms of the shapes such as linear, rectangular, circular star, T-shape, double village, cross-shaped village, etc. Linear pattern in such settlement houses are located along the road, railways line, river, canal edge of the valley or along the lake. Rectangular pattern, such pattern of rural settlement are found in plain area or wide inner mountain valley. The roads are rectangular and cut each other at the right angle. These are some of the house patterns, settlement patterns here. The circular pattern, you can see here it is a circular pattern where it is the settlement are located along the roadsides, and in the middle they have kept the place where there is no settlement. It can be a lake, it can be a tank, or it can be for the animal safety to protect it from the wild animals. Coming to the star shape, you can see there here it is the star shape. Star shape, again the settlement, it are these are built along the roads where roads are cutting at the same point, you can see over here. So such type of shape is a star shape. Now coming to the T shape, Y shape, cross shape, or other settlement like T shape, you can see the T shape here. It is the T shape. Again, the settlements are along the roadsides here, and it is forming just like a T shape. And there is a Y shape also. Here you can see the Y shape. Here the road is passing and meeting at one place only, and it looks like a Y shape. Settlement emerge as the places where two roads converge on the third one, and houses are built along this road. Then cruciform settlement develop along the road sides here. Houses extend in all the four direction here. These are the settlements. Now, double village, these settlements extend on both sides of a river where there is a barrage or a ferry. Now, problem of rural settlement. Rural settlement in the developing country are large in number and poorly equipped with infrastructure. They present a great challenge and opportunity for planner. Supply of water to the rural settlement in developing countries is not adequate. People in villages, particularly in the mountain and the arid area, have to walk a long distance to fetch the drinking water. Waterborne disease such as cholera, jaundice led to the common problem. The countries of South Asia face condition of drought and flood very often. Crop cultivation sequences in the absence of irrigation also suffer. The general absence of toilet and garbage disposal facilities cause health and related problems. The design and the use of building material of the house vary from one ecological region to the another. The houses made up of wood, mud, and thatch remain susceptible to damage during heavy rain and flood, and require proper maintenance every year. Most house designs are typically deficient in proper ventilation. Besides, the design of the house include the animal shed along with its fodder stored within it. This is purposely done to keep the domestic animal and their food properly protected from the wildlife.